Hiya, so this evening we are going to be making up this boat. I'm going to try my hardest and show you how we colour change. So how we do these bubbles. There is lots and lots of ways to do these. Excuse me. So the back looks like this. So it's really nice and neat. There is other ways. So the way I do it, I just carry my yarn all the way through each row, and then I snip it when I get to the end. The single crochet row, I don't carry the yarn through. I carry the yarn through on the next bobble row. Some people do it so that every bobble you have to then either tie at the back or sew the ends in, and that's just too much for me to do. I just want it to look really nice and neat at the back, and when it's done I just want it to be done. So you can see a few ends here. I've just snipped these off just for the video. When this square's made up, so we'll leave them probably about 1 inch long, so that when you do join them together, I join all my squares together with a single crochet. You just sew these ends in with it so you won't see them. Now some people don't like it this way because I don't know if you can pick it up. When we follow the yarn, take the yarn with us, so for instance on this row, if you look very carefully you can see the white yarn just at the bottom of the row. And the same goes for the other rows. Now I honestly don't mind it like this because I actually think it looks nice. It looks like that white colour should be in there. So if you want to follow it this way, which is the most easiest way to do, I think, then just continue watching the tutorial. Hopefully I'll be able to explain it because I've never done this before. I'm good at making them because I can just sit there with it on my lap whilst watching telly, and I don't have to feel nervous or anxious because I've done one of the stitches wrong, which is really easy to do with a bobble stitch, especially when you're changing the colours. So anyway, enough waffling. So row 1 and 2 is 29 single crochet. We're using a size 4 hook and any DK yarn. So I've done my, so we start with a chain of 30, go into the second stitch, turn it into a chain of 29. Then do 2 rows of 29 single crochet. Row 3 is 8 single crochet. Eight. And like I've just said, it's really easy because we just keep thinking that we're going along doing a plain square with just bobbles. It's really easy to forget to add your next colour yarn. So what we do is we just Get the yarn, the next colour, which is the white. This can be a bit tricky because we're having to make sure that the two lots of yarn don't tangle also. And we just lay this across the back of the stitches. Just leave a tail at the end. We go down to the very first stitch to make sure the hook is grabbing that yarn. So when we do our single crochet, it holds that into place. Okay, so we need 8 single crochet. Keep this yarn at the back, make sure you go over it on every stitch. So there's a white yarn. Make sure you do single crochet over it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place that yarn over that stitch. Now we need to do 7 bobbles. We're doing them in the white. So we will drop the grey, pick the white yarn up, so pull your grey yarn at the front. See what I mean? It's quite fiddly. When I'm just sitting there doing it at home, well, at home, on the sofa on my knee, I can just do them quite fast. So now we need 7 bobbles. So make sure this grey yarn at the back goes into this very next stitch, so that is locked into place also. So we do our bobble. Six loops on the hook, drop the white yarn, pull the grey yarn up, go wrap the yarn over, pull them all through. Now what we do is we go down into the very next stitch, keep that white yarn right behind that stitch, and we go down and we do a single crochet, pull them 2 loops up, and that puts a nice stitch over the top of the bobble. That's our first single crochet in between the bobbles also. So we do our next bobble, my grey and white look both the same colour in this light, so I'm finding it a bit difficult to pick the white up against the grey. Okay, so we drop that grey, pull your white yarn up, hold that grey yarn at the back over that next stitch. We then do our next bobble. When you've done quite a few of these, you will get used to it. I mean, you will forget to pick some yarn up and drop some, but they do get a lot easier. We then need to pull all them over. So pull that grey yarn up, pull it over, pull them all through, pull that white yarn over that next stitch, then go down into that stitch and we do a single crochet with the grey yarn. So that stitch goes nice over that bobble again. So that's a single crochet in between the next bobble that we're going to do. So pull that grey yarn forward, get your white yarn. We now do our next bobble. Hold that grey yarn behind, make sure that we get it so that it's being locked in place with that stitch. So we do our bobble, drop that white yarn, pick the grey yarn up, yarn over, pull them all through, pull that white yarn over the back of that next stitch, then go straight down and we do a single crochet. So now we need to do the next stitch, which is a bobble. So just hold the grey yarn over that next stitch. We then do a bobble. Thank you to all the new subscribers also. If you want to see another one of these squares made up, there's the anchor that I do with this when it's just plain. So we could do that in white, also grey with the anchor in white, and then join that together. Okay, so we've got our 6 loops on the hook. Drop that white yarn, pick your grey yarn up, pull that white yarn forward over that next stitch, lock that in place, and then we do a single crochet. Okay, so I hope I'm explaining this okay. So now we need a white bobble again, so keep that grey yarn at the back. We're now locking that in place, making sure these loops go over it. Okay, so we need 7 of these bobbles. Drop that white yarn, pull the grey yarn up, yarn over, pull it over, drop the, keep that white yarn there, so they're just over the back of that next stitch. Then go down and do a single crochet, and then pull that grey, so keep that grey behind that next stitch. How many bubbles have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doing our 6th bobble. yarn over with the grey, pull through, then go down, pull that white yarn behind the back of that stitch, go down and do a single crochet. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. Need one more bobble. Now we pull the grey yarn down the back, lock that in place, and then we do our bobble. And then we finish off with 8 single crochet. I mean, this square, I mean, you can finish it, or if you think you know how to colour change it now, you can just do whatever squares up you want, or you can continue to watch me finish this up in the white. So we've wrapped the grey yarn over, pull them all over, go straight back down, and now we need 8 single crochets. So that was 1. Keep that white yarn behind the back, because now we're doing it in the grey. 2 3 4 5 6 7 and I didn't quite get into that end stitch. Eight. Now we cut the white yarn, and then we pull it. And that 3 4 5 6 7 is your first lot of colour changing bobbles. So we've snipped the white yarn, do chain 1. Now we need chain of 29, which is obviously really easy. You don't need to do anything, just do your chain of 29 as normal. The same when we get to the back of the bobbles, it's exactly the same. There's a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Your 8th one right just here. So we go in there, and then we go behind. I like to go behind the white and then behind them 2 grey at the back. I'm just a single crochet. Our next single crochet is here in the middle. Behind the back again. And then in the middle, then continue that all the way along. I'll meet you on the next row. Okay, so I'm at the end of that single crochet row. We chain 1, turn our work, get the white yarn again, place it over the back of that single crochet row, just hold that in place, go down to that very first stitch, we lock it in place, and we do a single crochet, and we need 6. So keep that white yarn at the back of every stitch, make sure you go over it, do 6 single crochet, 3 4 5 6 6. Now we need a bobble. Just pull that grey, pull the white yarn at the back, sew it, pull the grey yarn at the back, white yarn at the front of the work. We'll then do a bobble, keep that grey yarn locked in place there, so these white stitches are going over it. Drop the white yarn, just make sure you tug on this grey just very slightly. Also when we pull through, pull that white yarn over the back of that stitch, come straight back down into it, and then we do a single crochet. And we need 15 of these, so we've just done one. So make sure this white yarn is laid across the back on every stitch. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. We then need a bobble. Just pull that grey yarn over the stitch, pick your white yarn up, and then we do a bobble. Now I'm not going to show you every row, otherwise we'll be here a really long time. Hopefully you've picked up how to do the colour change. I'm just going to do a few more rows with you so you know what to do. So we drop that white yarn, pick the grey yarn up, pull that white yarn over the back. We then do a single crochet. We need 6 single crochet to finish off, so we've done 1. Always remember to count this one, because a lot of times I'll do the row and I'll forget that that's the actual stitch. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last stitch. Lock that into place. Cut your white yarn, give it a pull, that's how it's looking at the minute. The lighter that the 2 yarns are together as well, the least likely you will see the other colour yarn showing through. So if you did a white and a pastel pink, or white and a pastel lemon, you won't really see that white showing through. But like I say, I've shown you this one, and you can see the white through it. I know it's there, but I just think it looks really nice and looks part of the pattern. Nobody would know why it's there, they just think it's part of the pattern. So to me, that's okay. So the next row is a single crochet row, which is row 6. So I shall do that and I shall meet you back. Row 7, get your white yarn, place that over the back. We need 4 single crochet. So lock that first one in place, go down into that very first stitch. 1, 2, 3 and 4. We then need a bobble. Pull your white yarn up, put your grey yarn at the back, you will forget a lot of times. You'll just keep continuing with the same colour and realise that you've not picked it up, which is what I did. But you got to remember, we've been doing all these bobbles, so it just comes natural to you now. So there's our 6. We drop that white, pick that grey, pull that white yarn then to the front, and then go straight down and do a single crochet. We now need 19 single crochet. So we've just done 1. We now need 19. So continue doing this with your white yarn at the back, making sure that you're going over it every time with your grey yarn. Okay, so we need 19 single crochet. I'll do mine and meet you back. Okay, so I've done my 19 single crochet. We now pick our white yarn up, pull the grey yarn to the back. We then do a bobble, and then we finish off with 4 single crochet. Just pick the grey yarn up, give it a little pull them all off, pull that white yarn to the back over that first single crochet at the side of the bobble, go in, and we do a single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Give it a pull, and then snip the white yarn, so that's what it's looking like now. Row 8, 29 single crochet. I shall do mine, and then I'll meet you back. Row 9, pick our white yarn up, we need 3 single crochet. So yeah, this is the way that I have decided to do the colour changing. 3 single crochet. We then need 12 bobbles, which is this row. Just pull that white yarn up, bring that grey yarn over this stitch. So yeah, I chose this way because it's a lot quicker. I mean, obviously if you're just doing it now, you'll find it tricky and it'll take a while to get used to it. I'm still getting used to it. But it's a lot neater also. There's no ends to tie in on the back, and it's just so much more easier to do. I watched quite a few tutorials, and some the dropping the yarn, picking the yarn up, like literally for every single stitch colour changing, all in between, and then cutting it, and then you have to turn it round and sew it in at the back, and I just didn't want to do it that way. I haven't got time to be tying in all ends, and it really, to me, it just didn't look neat at the back. So I've done 3 single crochet, but I need 12 bobbles. Done 1 bobble. Yeah, I like the back of my work to look as neat as what the front of my work does. I mean, there's probably lots of other ways out there what are a lot easier than this way, where we don't have to follow it all the way through with the yarn. If there is, drop a comment in that comment box. Please let me know, because I'd like to know also. But as you can see, I mean, if you look at that, when that's all sewn together with other squares, with that as the back of a blanket, that wouldn't bother me at all. That'd still look nice, because even on a printed blanket, you're going to have a print at the back of it, you know, if it's one just made off a roll from a factory. So that to me is fine. Okay, so we need 12 bobbles. Drop that grey yarn, make sure that's over that stitch. Then need a bobble. Hopefully by now you'll be picking this up. If not, you can always just come back to the tutorial and just re-watch the first row or the first 2 rows. Pull that white yarn over that stitch, come down, single crochet, do our next bobble. It does get a little bit tricky when you're having to remember which yarn to pick up, but apart from that, I think this is the best way for me anyway to do the colour changing. Like I say, the lighter your yarns are, you won't see the other colour yarn as much through your single crochets. So for all the other squares I've done, so I'll just redo that one. You can go back if you want to do some of them in white now or another colour. You can just come back, watch this tutorial if you've forgot it, if you've got how to do the colour change, and then you can do them in contrasting colours also. Okay, so we need 12 of these bobbles. So I'm going to do a few. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do one more. Pull that white yarn up, well, I'm going to call it to the front. Pull your grey yarn to the back, yarn over, lock that grey yarn in place. Do your bobble. Drop the white yarn, pick the grey yarn up. Always give that grey yarn just a little pull also before we wrap it over up here and pull through. Then go back down, pull that white yarn there, over that stitch, lock that in, and do a single crochet. Okay, so I'm going to continue until I have 12, and then I'll meet you back on the 12th bobble. Okay, so I've done my 12 bobbles. we now finish off with 3 single crochet. Pull that white yarn, that end, and also that end, then snip it off, and that's how it's looking at the minute. So hopefully yours is looking the same. I mean, if you look really carefully, you can see bits of the white yarn showing through, but to me that just, like I say, it just looks like it's part of the colour of the yarn. It's like a grey and white mix. So I think as long as you continue doing light colours together, you won't see any of that white going through it at all. You won't hardly see it. If you do big bold colours, like obviously if you did white and red, you're going to see it. Row 10, 29 single crochet. So hopefully, if I've shown you correctly, you should now know how to colour change. I'm going to continue making this boat up. When we come to the bobble rows, I'll do the first couple of bobbles with you, and then I shall pause and meet back at the end, because I don't think you really want me showing you how to do the bobble on every single bobble row, because I'm assuming by now you've kind of guessed how to do it, if I'm explaining it right. Like I say, I'm good at doing the bobbles, but trying to explain, I won't say, I don't get nervous, I just get anxious that I'm not saying it correctly, because I know what I mean, but trying to explain it to somebody, I just don't think that I do it really good. But I have only been doing YouTube for, I think, about 10 months. And I'd took a few months off. So I don't think I'm doing too bad, to be honest. But that's how it looks at the back. So it looks really nice and neat. And I'd rather it look like that than when we've made the square up, turn it over, and having to sew, tie knots and then sew every ending for the back of these bobbles. So the next row is row 11. We need 11 single crochet. So you get your white yarn. You don't have to be white yarn, so you could do it in any colour. I'm just using white because it shows up more. Down into that first stitch, lock that in place. We need 11 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We now need just one bobble. Keep that grey yarn behind the back. Make sure you go over it every time. Give that little pull on that grey yarn. come straight back down to that next stitch, do a single crochet with the grey. We now need 17 of these. So I've already done the one, so now I can just continue all the way along. So I'll do mine. This is 17 single crochet, and I shall meet you at the end. Always remember, just keep that white yarn flat on the back when you are doing your next single crochet. Make sure it's over every stitch and that we are yarning over it so it locks it into place. Okay, so I shall meet you at the end. Okay, so row 11 we've finished with 17 single crochet. Row 12, 29 single crochet. I've done mine. So row 11 was 11 single crochet, a bobble, 17 single crochet. Row 12 was 29 single crochet. Row 13 is 11 single crochet. Row 13, so put our white yarn behind, lock that in place. We need 11 single crochet. I'll do my 11 and I shall meet you back. We now need 6 bubbles in between each bubble. We need a single crochet, so I'll do the first couple with you. Pull your grey yarn to the back, lock that in place, yarn over it. So we need 6 of these, and then in between each one we have a single crochet, but that single crochet is the one that we are doing now. Keep that white yarn at the back, put your hook down, and we do a single crochet. So in between each one, remember this one counts as a single crochet. Okay, so we need 6 of them. I'll do my 6 and I shall meet you back. Okay, so I've done my 6 bubbles and I need 7 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Give that yarn a pull each end. These do take a little while obviously to make up, but they are worth it. They really do look nice. Chain 1, turn your work. Row 14, 29 single crochet. I'll do mine and meet you back. Row 15 is 11 single crochet. I'll do my 11 and meet you back. Make sure that white yarn is at the back and being locked in every time with your single crochet stitches. Done my 11. We now need a bobble. Get that grey yarn at the back. We then do our bobble. Give that a little pull. Go straight back down. Do your single crochet. And we need 8 single crochet. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. We then need another bobble. Sorry, I'll do that again. So yeah, I don't know if you're following this actually along or you just watched the first few rows. If you're following along, that's great. If you do want to see another square made up to be made to go with this boat, we can do that also. Just drop a comment down in that comment box. Just do this row: 11 single crochet, bobble, 8 single crochet, bobble. We'll finish off with 8 single crochet. Bring that white yarn down, go in. That's our first single crochet. So we need 7 more. So yeah, if you drop a comment down, let me know what other design you'd like to see with this boat. Like I say, there's the anchor. There is a hot air balloon, what would look nice with it. Just let me know, have a look around, and if I can make it up, I will do. Okay, pull that yarn, and then this end, then snip. Row 16, 29 single crochet. I shall do mine and I shall meet you back. Row 17 is 11 single crochet. Lock that in. I'll do my 11, keep that white yarn behind at the back, and I shall meet you back. We now need a bobble. If you're not sure of anything on this tutorial, just drop a comment down and I will get back to you, because it is a little bit complicated at first if you've not colour changed before. It still is for me. I'm still getting used to it. Let's redo that one again. Go down these single crochet, and we need 7 of these. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. We then need another bobble. Pull that grey yarn at the back, pull your white yarn up, give that grey yarn a bit of a pull all the way over, and then go straight back down, do a single crochet. We need 9 of these, so I'll do my 9 and I shall meet you back. Done my 9, I've snipped the yarn. Row 18, 29 single crochet. Yours should now be looking like this. Okay, I'll do my 29 and I shall meet you back. Row 19, 11 single crochet. Remember, this is the bobble row, so we need 11 single crochet. I'll do mine and meet you back. Done my 11 single crochet. We now need a bobble. Hopefully you'll be following this with me now, so we'll know how to do the colour change. Grey yarn up, yarn over, pull all through. Go straight back down into that next stitch. That's our single crochet, and we need 6 of these. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We now need another bobble. Yeah, so some people might say this is the longest way of doing it, or not the right way of doing it. To be honest, I think as long as it turns out nice, that there's no wrong way or no right way. As long as it looks nice, I think that's all that matters. And I think this way, to be honest, looks a lot neater. We finish off with 10 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3. I'll do my 10 and I shall meet you back. Row 20 is 29 single crochet. I'll do mine and I will meet you back. Row 21, 11 single crochet. This is a bobble row, so I shall do my 11 and meet you back. We now need a bobble. Bring that white yarn down, lock that in place for the first single crochet. We need 5 of these. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We then need another bobble. Then finish off with 11 single crochet. Keep that white yarn tucked behind all the time, okay? So I'll do my 11 and I shall meet you back. Okay, so I've done my 11. We're now on row 22, which is 29 single crochet. Hopefully yours is turning out like this. I mean, look how nice that looks with the white bobbles on. It really does look nicer. So I mean, you could just do some plain ones, plain or one colour. You could then do the multicoloured ones, which would still look really nice, along with different shades of grey, because that's a darker grey. This is more of a silver grey. Okay, so row 22 is 29 single crochet. I should do mine. Remember to cut your yarn at the end of the row and then pull it. I shall do mine, 29 single crochet, and I shall meet you back. Row 23, bobble row, 11 single crochet. I'll do my 11 and meet you back. So row 23, sorry, 11 single crochet, a bobble, 4 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4. We then need another bobble, drop the grey, pick the white up, make sure that that grey yarn is being going over with the white yarn to lock that into place. We then need, after this bobble, 4 single crochet. So we'll do our first, go straight down, that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Sorry, that's wrong. Row 23, 11 single crochet, bobble, 4 single crochet, bobble, and we finish off with 12 single crochet. So I shall continue my 12 and I shall meet you back. Row 24 is 29 single crochet. I shall do mine and I shall meet you back. We are nearly finished now, only a few rows left to do. I hope that you have followed it along with me. If you have, pop a comment down if you've made it up, or if you've just made the first few rows. Just let me know. Let me know how you found the tutorial, whether I explained it okay, whether you was able to follow it. If you wasn't and you got stuck on anything, just let me know. I do try to answer everybody back, but I get that many messages, so if I have missed anybody, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is row 24, which is 29 single crochet. Row 25, pick your white yarn up. We need 11 single crochet. I shall do my 11 and I shall meet you back. We now need a bobble followed by 3 single crochet. Pick that grey yarn up and go straight back down and do a single crochet. We need 3 of these, that's 1, 2, 3. We then need another bobble, I know this tutorial took a while, but I really wanted to properly show you how to do it. I didn't just want to do a couple of rows with yourself. We'll finish off with 13 single crochet. So yeah, I didn't just want to do a few rows. I wanted to like actually make a full square up, so you can actually see what it looks like. It also gives you the chance to get used to doing the colour change on it. You can also always just go back. If you've done it wrong, just retry again and then redo it. I mean, it did take me quite a few times to get the hang of the dropping the yarn and the picking it up, but like I say, if you do it the other ways, you're having to tie it all in at the back. Okay, so snip that yarn, give it a pull, and just pull it back out. I actually really like this colour grey. This is like a silvery colour. Row 26 is 29 single crochet. I shall do mine. And I shall meet you back. Row 27, 11 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. We then need a bobble, followed by 2 single crochet, yarn over with the grey, pull through, come straight back down, 1, 2. We then need another bobble, we finish off with 14 single crochet. Okay, so I'll do my 14 and I shall meet you back. Okay, so I've finished that row. I've cut my yarn, I've then pulled it. So yours should now be looking like this. Row 28 is 29 single crochet. I should do mine and meet you back. Row 29, 11 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We then need a bobble. Single crochet, another bobbles, pull that grey yarn at the back, Put your white yarn up. So I hope I've explained this okay to you. Please put down in the comments whether you could follow it okay. We finish off with 15 single crochet. I'll do mine and I shall meet you back. Row 30 is 29 single crochets. I'll do mine. I shall meet you back. On the last row, remember to cut the white yarn and then pull it at either end. Okay, I'll do my 29 and I will meet you back. Row 31, which is the last bobble row, is 11 single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We then need a bobble. Keep that grey yarn at the back. So yeah, as you do more and more of these squares, you will get more confident with them. Just pull, always give that little, yeah, your grey yarn just a little pull. It pulls them all in nice and tight. We then finish off with 17 single crochet. I'll do my 17 and I shall meet you back. So that's the last row of the bobbles finished. So we need 2 more rows now of single crochet. So I'll do my 2 rows and I shall meet you back. Okay, so that's the boat made up. I've just trimmed some of the edges down. When we're sewing them together in squares, what I do is I will join them together with a single crochet. So I will leave these ends when I make a baby blanket with them. Just turn them down a little bit more slightly, and then when I do my single crochet row, I will sew these ends in with single crochet so that none of these ends come out. Because if we cut them right down, which I have done for this one, that was just to show you how neat they look. Some of these ends can go in slightly. It doesn't matter, they won't come out. I have done a couple of these squares before, cut the ends, put them in the wash, and none of the strands have come out, you know, around this bit or on the back either. They've always stayed in. But yeah, so you just leave some little toes at the end, sew them in with a single crochet, and they won't come out. But you can hardly, like I say, see the white through this one. Because of the colour. So I think as long as you do like nice pastel colours, not like a white or a red, you won't even see the white running through it. So that is the boat made up. If you want it to be made as baby blanket, let me know if you do want the anchor making up, and we could make one up together as the so the bubbles are in white on it also, or we could do it in white with grey bubbles. So yeah, that's it for today. If you like this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also the super thanks. Okay, and I will see you again soon. Thanks, bye.